right? So Mr. Duck here was not very impressed that I couldn't get the redundant links to fail over without downing the interface. And it made me think, and by the way, I also put him here just because so much white space over here. Anyways, and it made me think to myself, well, you know what? That happens sometimes. Sometimes we don't have enough outage for it to be down, but clearly there's something wrong with a link beyond our gateway, beyond the first hop right here within the autonomous system. So I thought to myself, and the duck was like, "Meh, you suck," you know. Why don't we go ahead and do a health link? So if these links ever do uh, degrade to the point where we can't pass traffic, right? Even if the interface stays up, it will still stay up. So let's go ahead and do that. So in this impromptu video, I'm going to set up a couple of health links, and then we're going to try that redundancy failover all over again. So before I start, I can't even remember where I picked off last night. So um, just like I said, I've been running around. So I'm going to log into my FortiGate. I'm going to start using Chrome too, just because it seems to play a little bit nicer than Firefox these days. I don't know why. So, but let that load up real quickly. I'll just pin this to the taskbar. All right. And let's go to our FortiGate. All right, here we go. I'm going to log in. I'm going to make sure that that port 1 is up and running. Okay. Never. And honestly, guys, any video in this playlist is just for me. So, if you think my other one sucked before, this one's going to be even worse because I'm just kind of rolling with it. So, here we go. All right. So, let's go to our network. Let's go to our interfaces, and let's just make sure everything's up because I know that we're testing the load balancing. I'm pretty sure they are up because I think in my last video we're distributing traffic between the two using the different algorithms. So, let's expand our zone here. What? Okay, they're both up. But clearly, you know, I tried to disconnect this link, and in my virtual world, that doesn't create a down state. Now, in the real world, if we had a physical down connection, right, between the FortiGate and whatever edge terminating cable modem, you know, fiber connection, whatever, it would have a down state. Okay, so, but a lot of times that's not the case, and it won't pull a route unless there is a down state. So my FortiDuck here was just like, quack, you suck. Yes, I do suck. And we're going to do better. So let's go ahead and hop into the CLI. Now, normally I'd use like a TerraTerm or something or Secure CRT. I'm just going to go directly into the console port here. All right. And I cannot remember how to do this off the top of my head. So, but it's going to be something like config system link health monitor. All right. And if we do a show here, you can see we don't have any link monitors. Now, what a link monitor is going to do, and by the way, guys, if you are using SD-WAN, there is a more sophisticated way of doing this. They call them SLAs. All right. I'll probably get there later. Okay. But right now we're doing it the old way. They ripped all of this out of the GUI, I think, starting with 5.4. And that's because of the WAN link load balancing, which eventually turned into the SD-WAN. Older versions of the FortiOS actually had a lot of the stuff baked right into the GUI, but it's been replaced. But this is still the old way of how to do it. So I'm going to call it something. So I'm going to edit. I'm just going to say WAN1. All right. And if we do a get here, you can see all the different parameters. Now, there's not much that we have to do. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to set the source interface. So set source interface to port 1. So this is going to be the link monitor for port 1. All right. Set server is going to be, I'm just going to use Google's DNS. All right. I know it's not within the autonomous system of my little cloud there, right? It's not on my internet service provider. It's beyond a couple of hops away. That's what I'm trying to get at. Okay. And then it does also support a whole bunch of other ones too, by the way. So if we do a set protocol here, you can see the different ones that are there. I'm going to keep it with ping though. All right. And let me do a get again. Here we go. And then the set gateway IP just so it makes sure that it leaves WAN 1. All right, there we go. Boop. And we don't have to worry about the source IP address. So I think that's actually it. So, but for every second, it's going to go out and ping. If it loses 5 pings, it's going to take the route out of the routing table. And that's exactly what that does right there. Okay. And once it comes back after 5 pings, it will go ahead and bring itself back up. So let's go ahead and do a next. And what a next will do is raise you 1 level from the CLI, so you don't have to go all the way back in. It's kind of like a table approach if you guys have ever used like Linux or Junos is kind of like that. Anyways, let's do the next one. Edit WAN 2. All right, so this one's going to be for WAN 2. I always do a get here just to see my template. So I'm going to set my source interface now as port 2. I'm going to set my server as I'm going to go to the same place, so it's fair and square. All right. Set my gateway to 10.200.2.254. And that should be enough. Now, unfortunately, there's nothing in the GUI that shows you that this thing's bloody working. Always drove me nuts. All right. And, but then Mr. Duck goes, "Oh, really? Are you sure?" Yeah, I'm sure. Nope. There's a 40 hack. All right, sure. Let's do it. So, guys, this does work with 6 and below, but I can confirm without a shadow of a doubt that in 6.2 they took away the ability to do this. So, but if you set up link monitors and you're running in FortiOS 6.0 or below, you can go to monitor here and you can actually go to SD-WAN monitor and you can see your link healths that you set up. Okay? So, as you can see, our monitors are up and running and they're doing just fine going out to Google's DNS. And check this out. Are you guys ready for the magic? Yeah. Watch this. Jitter, latency, and packet loss. What? So not only can you see the active load balancing, let me actually show you guys that. Let me go to get internet noise. Or make internet noise, sorry. All right, let's make some noise. Okay, so this will generate some traffic for us. And you can actually see it distributing the traffic based off of our source destination algorithm that we did. But look at this. Look at that. Isn't that cool, guys? Like, you can actually keep an eye out on your jitter, latency, and packet loss directly from the GUI just using these health link monitors. Okay, so and what's nice about that, you know, people start calling and saying the internet's slow. Well, what does that mean? You know, you won't have to be chasing, you know, oh, is this something in my internal system? You can just come right here and be like, oh no, it's my internet service provider. So anyways, but the whole point was Rubber Ducky being a jerk here, saying, wah, you know, your link went down and you didn't even fail over it. Well, okay, sure, Mr. Duck, let's try it. Are you guys ready? So I think that's port 2. No, that's port 1. Let's kill it. Boom! Oh, dead. Now remember, in the last video, that did not bring down that connection, but now it should fail the 5 pings and remove itself automatically from the routing table. Yeah, look at that. What? Yeah, let's go into our routing monitor. Yeah, do you guys see any static route? Any static route? Not at all. Did we lose connection to the internet? Not one bit. Yeah. Isn't that cool or what? Okay. Pretty cool, huh? Then, when the link comes back alive, because remember, the interface never went down. But once it comes back to life, all right, it's going to wait the 5 pings. And then once this comes back up, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, look at that. Isn't that cool, guys? So we actually got failover based off of a criteria beyond our first little hop here. So, and the benefit of seeing the packet loss, jitter, and latency on our WAN connections, I think has a lot of value. So, but if you guys do the SD-WAN, All right, it will do these and way more so coming up, and I'll eventually do that eventually if I have time. So, whack. All right, guys, if this duck thing becomes annoying, I'll probably stop doing them. But Mr. 40 Duck here, thank you for being a jerk, and hopefully someone will find value of that. And I'll think of something else to do in the next video. All right, thanks a lot.